It is Monday night, and we are back to racing in the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Late Model Shootout Series. Tonight, it's round number 5, the Maconi Setup Shop LLC 125 from Stafford Motors Speedway. I'm Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer. And Bill, you missed last week's race, and we had some crazy excitement, a little bit smaller field tonight.
More excitement than we can handle, Jeff. I had to get the post-race report from multiple people, including yourself. And unfortunately, some drivers were not able to make an appearance this week based on their actions during the race. So a little bit smaller field, a few more things going on in iRacing tonight. But here we are at Stafford. Should be a fun night.
Yeah, looks like about 24 drivers with us tonight. Still a great field here at Stafford. That's pretty much a full field here on this semi-flat half-mile racetrack. And we're going to have some great racing action tonight. Still about 2 minutes left of practice. Looking at the chat, and it looks like Bladen Edwards is with us still, and he's running that other race that's happening tonight. So we don't have Bladen with us tonight, but good luck to him in his efforts to get into that big race tomorrow. And Crystal Clark is with us, obviously here for the 18, Donald Clark.
Yeah, as we said, there's another race going on iRacing. That's kind of why we have drop weeks. We don't want to force anybody to be here. We consider ourselves, well, Jeff, you know, we consider ourselves the premier fixed setup super late model race series on iRacing. We really do. That's kind of us boasting a little bit, or me boasting a little bit, but there's other stuff that goes on, and we know that, so we give these guys an opportunity. If they want to miss a race, they can. They don't have to be here every single week, and that's what drop weeks are for. So if you are here already, hi, Crystal and Bladen, as Jeff said, hit the like and share button. Make sure you tell your friends this is about to happen. A couple cars, like you said, Jeff, a couple cars missing. So we might have a surprise winner tonight for a first timer, possibly.
Well, yeah, possibly. We do have some heavy hitters, our normal guys. Thomas Axelman is with us, Dylan Bates, Christian Peterson here. Brett Suggs actually made it into that race, so he didn't need to run the heat races tonight, so he is here with us as well. Looks like we're going to lose Ryan Matthews, who came in here 5th in points, so we don't have Matthews with us tonight, but Hugo Paquette, 7th in points with us tonight. Kyle Martinson came in late. So not a lot of practice for Martinson. He's 9th in points coming into tonight, and he's going to have to go at this with very little practice.
Yeah, and we do build our own setup. Shockeye 12 Racing builds the setups for these guys as we get to go into qualifying. But these guys do need some practice before they jump into the race car. So these guys are going to be flying blind. They got in here a little bit late. Colby Bryant on the racetrack, Jeff. So we are about to see some qualifying times being put up on the board.
They're going to have 3 minutes to put in their best 2 laps. We're taking everybody straight into the feature, but we do have a invert, so these guys are going to be racing for those qualifying bonus points, and those bonus points are starting to stack up. Ryan Matthews actually has the most points with 11, and he's had some bad races, and that's keeping him in that battle, 5th in points, and he's got about 6 points up in bonus points on Thomas Axum. So those bonus points can really help in this championship battle.
They sure can. Last season, Hugo Paquette actually won the championship on bonus points. The gap was what the bonus points that he had received during the season. Qualified really well in that 33 car. He is out on the track as we speak. Daniel Pope, going to be your quick time at the moment, 19.012. Second quick, Jeremy Brooks in the 53 car. And Dylan Bates goes to the top of the board, 18.990.
Bates quick time so far. Pope second, Jeremy Brooks. Shane Bedford 4th fastest so far, 19.151 for Shane Bedford.
Colby Bryant coming in right behind him. Del Mears. Thomas Axum, quick time on the board, 18.934. Lucas Haley jumps up to 5th position, 19.126.
We're watching Axum go for his 2nd lap, and so far he's on the pole, and those would be 5 big bonus points for your points leader there, trying to extend that lead on Dylan Bates, and that would give him a 1-point advantage just from qualifying. Defending
Late Model Challenge Series champion, actually reigning Late Model Challenge Series champion, Caden Fisher jumps to 6th with a 19.058. Donald Clark, 19.028, jumps to 5th. Tad Douglas with a 19.017. He's going to be sitting in 5th now as he gets bumped by Christian Peterson, who just went P2 with an 18.959.
Yeah, second quick for Christian Peterson, and that's going to open up that gap between Thomas Axum and Dylan Bates, and that'll be a 2-point advantage on the night for Thomas Axum.
Taking a look at Eric Tracy. Eric Tracy pulls into the pits. Brett Suggs on the track right now in the 33 car, another fast car. He jumps to P4 with a 19.003. Cole Cabry on the racetrack as well.
So it looks like we're just waiting on final 2 drivers, and that'd be Dickerman and Cabry.
Cole Cabry jumps to P2 with an 18.944. Brett Suggs not able to better his qualifying effort on his second lap. Jonathan Dickerman on the track in the 13 car.
So Dickerman, the final car to qualify. We're in the final seconds here of qualifying. Then we're going to head into our warm-up session, and it looks like Dickerman not going to get his final lap. So it looks like we are going to start 26 drivers tonight. And Thomas Axum going to pick up that International Sim Racing Association Quick Time Award. That's a $5 bonus, and he'll get that at the end of the season. Already starting to add up the money there for Thomas Axum.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. $5 bonus courtesy of International Sim Racing Association. Check them out on Facebook. Go over to their Facebook, International Sim Racing Association. Very cool. You can find the link on our Facebook page. They just kind of follow everything, basically like short track iRacing related. It's very neat what they're doing. They're trying to kind of push short track racing on the iRacing service. So go check them out. Tonight, your event brought to you by Maconi Setup Shop LLC. I don't know, Jeff, have you gone over to their Facebook, or not their Facebook page, Jeff, their web page? Have you seen how many setups are available on there?
Yeah, they do everything. I mean, from Legends to Super Lates to road racing. I mean, they've got stuff for the LMP2s, the Porsches. I mean, if you're looking for a setup on iRacing and you're not really sure where to look, they will have it. I mean, dirt, asphalt, road racing, whatever, they probably have a setup for it.
And so you can go over there, MaconiSetupShop.com. And if you feel like you're completely out to lunch in any car that you're racing in an open setup server on the iRacing service, go to MaconiSetupShop.com. It's not super expensive. For like $8 you can get a setup, and you're not out to lunch anymore. That saves a lot of time, and you don't have to. You can still tweak from that point forward, but at least you have a baseline from Maconi Setup Shop that you can actually get moving forward. So MaconiSetupShop.com, very cool. We really appreciate their support. And I might, at some point, Jeff, have to use the site.
Yeah, they also do driver coaching as well. And Jimmy Mullis, one of those guys that does the coaching over there. So you really can't go wrong if you're getting advice from Jimmy Mullis.
A Coke Series competitor, Jimmy Mullis. I believe, did he win it? He's won on the Coke Series. I don't know if he's won a title, but I know he's won on the Coke Series.
Yeah, I know he's won a couple races over there.
So, Jeff, the exciting moment is upon us as we start to grid the cars on the front straightaway.
So we're going to go over this grid for tonight's Maconi Setup Shop 125 here at Stafford Motor Speedway. This is round number 5 for the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Late Model Shootout Series, and we're going to have a Northeast driver on the front row. Last season's Tuesday night Late Model Challenger Series champion in the 18, that's Caden Fisher. On the outside of him will be another 18 car. That is the Pink Machine of Donald Clark.
And on the inside of row number 2, the first car that doesn't have an 18 on it, that's the 117 of Tad Douglas. And on the outside, the 16 car, another Pink Machine, that's Daniel Pope.
Starting 5th tonight will be the 33 of Brett Suggs. On the outside of him, the guy who came into this race second in points, that's the 91 of Dylan Bates.
Starting 7th on the field, it's the 23 CP23 Christian Peterson, and to his outside, the 71 car, Cole Cabry.
Setting fast time tonight, we'll go all the way back to the 5th row. That's the 13 of Thomas Axum. On the outside of him will be the 65 of Aaron Abadroff.
Kyle Martinson will line up on the 11th position, 6th row, and to his outside, the 17 car, AJ Rogers.
Eric Tracy will roll off 13th tonight in the 67 car, and starting on the outside in 14th will be the 56 of Lucas Hanley.
Boy, that is a gaggle of superior performance motorsports cars, as Jeremy Brooks, with Lucas Hanley being the last one. Jeremy Brooks in the 53 car is going to roll off 15th, and to his outside, the man that's going to get the EOL tonight, unfortunately, the 71 car, Shane Benford.
Starting 17th tonight will be the 9 car of Colby Bryant. On the outside of him, that's Super Zach. Starting 18th, the 08 Zachary Onen.
Starting 19th in the 78 machine, that is Aaron Johnson, and to his outside, it's the 112 of Del Mears.
Starting 21st tonight, the ravishing one, the 81 of Rick Rube. On the outside of him, watch for this guy to come forward. He always is in the mix for the Hard Charger Award. That's the 11 of Tom Dreiling.
Another guy we can see come forward tonight. I actually pick up both from this row. The 57 car, Mark Herzog, and to his outside, the defending series champion, starting all the way in the back, the 33 of Hugo Paquette.
Starting 25th tonight, another Northeast driver from Vermont, the 71 of Peter Fisher. On the outside of him, the 13 car, that is Jonathan Dickerman. That'll be your tonight's 26 starters here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
All right, Jeff, so do we want to pick race cars or do we want to pick cautions? What do you think?
I think we're going to pick race cars tonight, but we got a half mile to do it.
All right, so I guess I get to go first, so I'm going to sit with the 91 car. Dylan Bates makes it happen.
I'm going to look at the car starting on the outside of road number 2. I'm going to go with Daniel Pope. He needs to turn his season around. He's had some bad luck. Got caught up in a big wreck in South Boston. I'm going to go with Pope tonight, the 16th.
Caden Fisher going to bring the field down for the green flag. The pace truck is off. Caden Fisher waiting, and here he goes. Cuts it down, takes off down the front straightaways. He gets a great jump over Donald Clark in second.
Clark's going to slot into that second spot. Tad Douglas did not get a great restart. Looked like he spun the tires. We heard about how loose the setup is on the start, and now the caution's going to wave. We got trouble off turn 2.
I heard Eric Tracy come across the radio. Wondering what was going on with Jeremy Brooks. It looks like maybe Aaron Johnson caught that as well.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron might have had a chain reaction deal. Rick Rube got in the back of the 78. The 78 goes around, kind of made some contact with Jonathan Diggerman as he went up the racetrack. Not too much damage to that 78. He's going to continue on.
So Eric Tracy struggled on the front straightaway for some reason in the 67 car, and I think that jammed up the field behind him. He got hit by the 53 of Brooks and then just never got going. Like he had shifted into gear or something like that. The 67 car labored all the way down the front straightaway and then just kind of jammed up the field. Jonathan Dickerman with big damage in that one, as well as Aaron Johnson.
Yeah, that looked like just a kind of chain reaction, guys trying to get to the inside line, and really things just kind of stopped there in turn 1. And Rick Rube, unfortunately, not much he could do there as traffic just stopped in front of him.
So unfortunately, that was probably going to be looked at as a racing deal by Race Control. Looks like Mark Herzog had some damage or possible damage in that 57 car as he took a trip down pit road. And unfortunately, these guys, because they did not complete a lap, will immediately go to a single file restart. So yellow going into turn 1 on the first lap. This will be a single file restart, as we do quickie yellows here in the late model shootout series.
Yeah, his driver's coming down pit road there, so it looks like some damage getting repaired for Jonathan Dickerman. But we do see the pace car lights. Actually, they're going to stay on. We're going to go one more lap here at Stafford.
So Caden Fisher is your leader. Donald Clark was able to slot in second. Daniel Pope was able to get ahead of Tad Douglas for third. So Pope started 4th on the field, but he was able to get by the 117 car for that 3rd position. 117 of Tad Douglas will be running 4th. Dylan Bates running 5th. Brett Suggs running 6th. Cole Cabry, or as Jeff likes to call him, Cole Cabray. He's going to be running 7th. Christian Peterson running 8th. Aaron Abendroth 9th. And Thomas Axon, your point leader. Jeff, he started in 9th, but he has dropped back to 10th in that 13 machine.
So as we said, we did not complete a lap, so it will be single file restart this time. And Caden Fisher going to have full control over this one. He can choose any lane he wants, or more than likely going to see them go high in 3 and 4. These guys on these single file restarts like to take them all the way up to the wall and try to get those big runs down the front straightaway. We'll see what Caden chooses to do. He's going to have Donald Clark behind him in the 18, Daniel Pope back there in 3rd, and Caden Fisher going to take off off turn 4. He gets a great restart, and he has left Donald Clark.
Wow, Donald Clark just didn't seem to go there. Don't know if the second 18 is. We are yellow already as we are wrecking on the front straightaway.
Eric Tracy is around on the front straightaway. Looks like some trouble with Rick Rube. It looks like Tracy just spun coming down the front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like so these cars are going through the corner at speed. Unfortunately, Rick Rube not able to check up for the 6-7 car. The 6-7 car went up towards the wall. Rick piled into the left rear, but these cars that are farther towards the back, especially on the single file restart, they're actually going through the corner at speed with cold tires. So it's kind of a dangerous proposition coming off the corner. And that's what happened to Eric Tracy, just spun it going through turn 4.
Yeah, and just nowhere for Rick Rube to go. He came off the corner there and just ends up piling into the 67.
I heard some frustration on the driver's channel that we didn't even get the green flag that time.
Yeah, we told these guys, we told them, this thing is going to start off loose. This is a fixed setup, but it's set to go 125 laps here at Stafford, a track that notoriously gets very tight. And we told these guys, let it calm, get pressures built up, let the tires come to you. And right now they are just pushing way too hard on these starts.
Well, Shock I-12 Racing, builder of the setup, I'm sure what they were looking for is a car that towards the middle and the end of the race would still possibly turn down other cars and try to make passes. If you've raced here, Jeff, I know you have, the setup gets so tight here that by the middle of the end of the race, you're really just following the guy in front of you, hoping that he'll make a mistake. In this case, I believe Shock I-12 was looking for a setup that would actually turn down and try to get underneath the guy in front of you, so we'd actually see some racing past lap 75.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's a real fine balance here. You want to have a setup that's raceable at the end, and we saw at USA when the setup was really tight, it was very difficult to pass. So you want a setup that is a little loose. People make mistakes. You can turn underneath somebody. Once the car gets tight, it makes it really difficult to pass, and so it really is a balance of finding where it's not too loose on the start, but not too tight at the end of these races. And Pace Truck is heading off the racetrack. Hayden Fisher taking us back green flag racing.
So Fisher looks to go green once again. Let's see if Donald Clark can get a better start. He does this time. Fisher able to gap him by 2-3 car lengths at the start-finish line, but that's just because Fisher had the ability to do that on a restart. You see cars spreading out, going too wide, going into turn 1. That's Dylan Bates looking under Tad Douglas off at turn 2 as they're going to be side-by-side down the backstretch.
Battle for the 4th position. Tad Douglas up the racetrack, and he's going to be in a bad spot because here comes Brett Suggs to fill that gap as well as Dylan Bates clears. Cole Cabre going to move down to the inside. Christian Peterson trying to do the same. So the train is starting to find its way around Tad Douglas right now.
Tad Douglas, what we call the sucker hole on the outside, is not the fast way around in that 117 car. You saw Cole Cabre made an aggressive move down the front straightaway. Christian Peterson did give him room in the 23. Didn't have to, but he looked like he backed off for the 71 machine. They're going to continue to pass Tad Douglas, who's on the outside. Here comes Tom Saxon, your point leader in the 13 car.
Tad's going to try to slot in line, and Axum's going to stick his nose in there, and that's going to move the 117 back up the racetrack. And so he's at risk of losing another position. He was 7th last time by. Looks like he's going to fall all the way back to 9th as Axum gets around the 117 now.
And it looks like Kyle Martinson's trying to get underneath the 117 car. Can't do it without contact. Basically, Tad Douglas just slams the door on the 07, and Kyle Martinson says, I'm done with falling back on the outside. I have a fast car. I'm going to get down here and see what I can do.
Yeah, I think Tad was getting a little frustrated there watching them drive past him, so he finally saw an opening, and he moved down right across the nose of the 07, and he's going to slot into that 9th position.
Back up front, 218's pace the field, then it's a 16 in Daniel Pope, Dylan Bates, and just a little bit of a gap, just a few car lengths back to the 33 of Brett Suggs. Cole Cabre looks like he wants to get a little racy in the 71 car. Two. Brett Suggs involved in wrecks.
And we are still green flag. The caution did not wave. We had Donald Clark go around off the nose of Daniel Pope, his teammate, and they saved it. They did a full 360. They're going to continue on. We're still green flag racing.
What happened? How did we not get a yellow for that one as Donald Clark spun around off of turn 2? Brett Suggs made big contact with the 18 car, so the 33's got big damage. We're going to take a look at the replay here as we go back to see what happened during that. Wow, that was crazy.
We're seeing Lucas Hanley was involved with that, and Tom Dreiling. Hanley got up the racetrack, and then he comes back down the racetrack, finds Hugo Paquette, finds Tom Dreiling. So trouble for two drivers that we were watching to come through the field. Looks like Hugo might have got some serious damage. And now the caution's going to wave here on lap 19, looking around the racetrack to see what might happen.
Looks like Aaron Johnson caught up in that one again. Looks like Herzog might be underneath him going into actually coming off of turn 2. Take a look and see what happened here as Herzog just gets into the left rear of the 78 car, and then Shane Bedford just cleans out the 78's nose as he goes through. I'm not sure if Herzog actually had position there through 1 and 2. Yeah, he just started to make the move on the 78 and then just gets in the left rear.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron kind of opened up that middle of the corner. That car slid up the racetrack. Mark was down on the inside and he had a run, and Aaron kind of came back down the racetrack there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Herzog can do anything at that moment. It looked like Aaron was way up the racetrack and they just kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, I think Aaron kind of left the door open, and by the time he got that car to rotate in the center of the corner, it was just too late. Mark was already there, and Aaron started to make his move back down the racetrack and just came across the nose of the 57.
Yeah, Aaron had a really flat entry entering turn 1, and that caused him to go up the racetrack. And then at that moment, he started, like you said, he starts to come down across, comes across the nose of Mark Herzog. Just a bad corner for Aaron Johnson caused him to back up to the 57, and Mark was going to take that opportunity. You're a whole lot slower than me. I need to get around you. So, unfortunately, they made contact coming off turn 2, brings out the yellow. But boy, oh boy, Jeff, we had that really strange moment on the back straightaway as we saw Donald Clark spin around in front of the whole field.
Yeah, that was a tough break there for Donald Clark. Just some contact from his teammate, and it was right in the center of the corner, right as I think Donald was starting to pick up the throttle, and it just started to get loose, and he tried to hold on to it as long as possible. Ended up going around, did a 360. Daniel Pope actually backed off and was trying to let him gather it back up, and he ended up losing a ton of positions in the process as well.
Let's see where this shakes out, Jeff, as we had a huge shakeup in running order. Looks like Caden Fisher going to continue to be your leader. Dylan Bates moved up to the 2nd position in the 91 car. Cole Cabry, he's up to 3rd in the 71. Brett Suggs got damage in that Donald Clark incident. Got big damage in the front of the 33, but he'll be running 4th. Christian Peterson up to 5th. Thomas Axon moved up to 6th in that. Donald Clark slipped back to 7th. Kyle Martinson in the 07 is up to 8th. Aaron Abendroth 9th in the 65. And then Tad Douglas, we saw him with his early woes being on the high side. He's going to be on the high side of this restart as well, as he's running in the 10th position. But we look back for Daniel Pope, who had to stop basically after getting into the 18 of Donald Clark, and Pope's actually currently sitting a lap down in 24th.
Yeah, it looks like Pope came down pit road to try to repair some damage, but he's going to lose a lap in the process. But pace car is heading off the racetrack. We're double file going back green flag racing. Dane Fisher going to control this restart once again. Now he's going to be double file with Dylan Bates, and he's still going to get a great restart here, be able to clear Bates at the start-finish line and head into turn 1, no pressure.
Bates going to slot down in front of Cabry for 2nd spot. Cabry going to be side by side with Suggs. Suggs up on the outside of that 33 car. Christian Peterson going to look to the bottom underneath Suggs as well, but Suggs doing a pretty good job on the outside. We saw Tad Douglas get up there. He wasn't able to get down, but Suggs is going to still be side by side with Christian Peterson as they head down the front straightaway.
There was a moment of 3 wide further back in the field. I saw Colby Bryant make a big move down up the inside. He moved up into the 14th position. Now it looks like Aaron Abendroth up as well, trying to get around Tad Douglas, and that'll move Aaron up into the 9th spot.
Tad Douglas, you hate to see it, stuck on the outside once again. He almost makes contact with the 08 of Super Zach Onan. Onan going to try to take that spot away. Here comes AJ Rogers in the 17. He's going to take that spot as well. Right behind them, there's Del Mears in the 112. Del going to lift for the 117 to Tad Douglas, and Douglas will be able to get down.
We have a train up front. Caden Fisher is leading a just pile of cars. Dylan Bates is right on his back bumper trying to find a way around. You have Cabry back there in the 3rd spot, and now it looks like Bates trying to peek underneath the 18 into turn 3. He has the position, and that's going to move Fisher up the racetrack. Dylan Bates going for the lead off turn 4.
Not good for the 18 car, the young and only 14 years old in that 18 car out of Vermont. He is the champion of the Street Stock Series of the Thunder Road International Speed Bowl this season, the former Late Model Challenge Series and reigning Late Model Challenge Series champion. You see him on the outside. Now Cole Cabry is going to go underneath him with 71. Not the place the youngster wants to be, as he's in the sucker hole, Jeff, on the outside of the short track.
Yeah, and he's trying to find a hole to get back down and onto the inside line, but Christian Peterson was able to get there, and he's going to take that spot away now. Moving to the third spot. Here comes our points leader, Thomas Axel. Remember, he was quick time tonight. Started ninth because of the invert, and he's already up to the 4th position. And this looks like it could be another big points night for Thomas Axel.
Caden Fisher made it known he wanted the bottom, then drove it too hard into turn 1. You saw the 18 car walk up the racetrack. It's going to be Suggs underneath him in the 33. He's got a gap behind him as the other 18 car. Now Donald Clark's going to close that door. So Caden Fisher still stuck on the outside, and you can see it looks like Talladega behind him. If everybody knows the tail, Caden Fisher is in trouble.
Donald Clark with that big recovery, had that 360 a little bit ago, now moving back forward up to the 6th position. Oh, contact between Fisher and Kyle Martinson in the 07. Martinson trying to get forward. He'll clear the 18, and now here comes Aaron Abendroth. It just never ends for Caden Fisher.
And once you're on the outside, it is the choo-choo train. Is Caden Fisher going to try to close the door? They make contact entering turn 1. Abendroth up the racetrack. Caden way up the racetrack, saves it, and now Caden going to get the run down the backstretch. Can he clear him going into 3? He doesn't. Side by side once again.
Well, that was a bold move into turn 1 for Caden Fisher. He tried to shut the door, and Aaron Abendroth had none of it. They made contact, and it made Fisher have to make a big save and chase that car up the racetrack. And now Abendroth trying to clear the 18. They make contact again off turn 2, and these guys are battling hard. This is for the 8th position.
What a race for the 8th position, Jeff. We didn't see it earlier, but Lucas Hanley actually ended up upside down earlier in this race. He is now back on the racetrack. We did see it on the replay. We didn't talk about it, but he is back on the racetrack. Dylan Bates continuing to lead the field. He's got Cole Cabrey right behind him, Christian Peterson, Thomas Axum. They have a 4-car breakaway currently as they have gapped the 33 Brett Suggs. We talked about the damage that Suggs has in front of his car, right behind Suggs, Donald Clark, and Kyle Martinson. But a 4-car breakaway for your lead.
Well, Fisher did find his way back in the line. He slotted ahead of Zachary Onan. That'll be for the 9th spot. So Fisher, once leading this race early on, back to the 9th position, and all it took was for him to get out of line, and he just fell through the field.
He was cut a break by Zach Onan in the 08 car. Here comes AJ Rogers in the 17, putting pressure on Zach Onan. That's going to be for that 10th position. AJ Rogers trying to work his way to the top 10, and then we find our reigning champion of the late model shootout series, Hugo Paquette. He started well back in the field, has some damage on the right front, actually the right side of that 33 car. He's currently running the 12th spot.
Out front, it is all Dylan Bates. He's up about 0.2 of a second up on Cole Cabrey. You have Christian Peterson back there in 3rd, Thomas Axum in 4th, and those 4 have broken away. And then it's about a second back to Brett Suggs, and then he leads Donald Clark, Kyle Martinson, Abendroth, Fisher, and Zachary Onan, your top 10.
This is kind of what I expected to see, Jeff, here at the Stafford Speedway. This track, it leads to some really, really tight nose-to-tail racing. Not a lot of side-by-side racing, but these guys will get around this place and will clean it up generally. I think a lot of races we've seen here look really good because these guys don't run into each other very often. A few yellows early, and now we've got a long run as these guys spread it out just a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen races here go caution-free from start to finish, and it took them a few laps to get it sorted out. They were digging hard in those first couple laps, a few yellows, and now they've started to sort themselves out, and we're seeing a long green flag run here. And now it becomes about tire conservation, not so much passing cars right now. It's about saving tires and maintaining that pace with Dylan Bates. If you can stay in that top 4 and not burn off your tires, you're going to be in great shape at the end of this race.
And definitely something you need to be concerned with as you're driving around the racetrack. All 26 cars currently running on the racetrack. Eric Tracy quite a few laps down, 22 laps down at the 67 car. Lucas Hanley and Jonathan Dickerman both 4 laps down. As I believe actually Dickerman, he has parked the 013 or the 13 cars. He's loaded it up into the trailer. So now 25 cars left on the racetrack. And Jeff, we continue to see that 4-car breakaway as Brett Suggs currently holding, it looks like he might be holding the 18 car of Donald Clark up.
Yeah, Suggs does have some damage, and I gotta wonder how much that's affecting the car right now. A lot of front end damage to that 33. And it looks like maybe he's just struggling a bit right now with it, and Donald Clark trying to move forward up into that 6th position and really putting the pressure on Suggs.
Suggs, big damage in the front of that 33. Unfortunately for him, I think he hit Donald Clark, or it might have even been Daniel Pope. Maybe that's the damage that Daniel Pope was getting fixed in the 16 car, because Clark's car looks clean. He spun that car all the way around, and it looks pretty nice. And you can see that 33 car, that front end is pretty well messed up.
Yeah, a lot of damage there on the 33, and we know with this car, for a late model, it does have quite a bit of aerodynamics on that front end. There is a splitter on the front end. When you damage it, it can kind of change that airflow, make the car a little tight, and that's kind of difficult here. You definitely don't want a tight race car in Stafford.
Got a side-by-side race. Hugo Paquette looking under the 08 of Zach Owen. Zach Owen got to slip back as Paquette goes by in the 33 car. Right in front of them, you see the 17 car of AJ Rogers. Rogers has been making some moves as he's running in the 10th position. He moved all the way up from his, well, actually he gridded back in 12th. I thought he was a little farther back than that originally, so he's kind of floated in the same spot.
Well, and Dylan Bates is going to start seeing lap traffic. Lucas Hanley is going to be the first car. He's going to put a lap down here on this green flag run. Hanley is actually already 4 laps down. He's going to get out of the way. You see all the damage on that 56, the early incident there. Kind of killed Lucas Hanley's night. He's going to try to push on and get as many points as he can.
Hanley just circulating as we look up front. Currently, Dylan Bates continues to lead this race over Cole Cabry. They started to gap Christian Peterson just a little bit. Peterson had dropped back about a car length from the 71 car. That's kind of interesting as we see Thomas Axum all over the back of Peterson. Those 4 cars still pretty much on a breakaways. There's a little bit of a gap between them, but those guys have gapped from the 33 of Suggs down to Clark. Kyle Martinson in the 07 car having a good night right now in 7th position. Aaron Abendroth starting to see some pressure from Caden Fisher, who's starting to rally a little bit in that 18 car as he was caught on the outside early in this race. Right now, the whole field pretty spread out.
Yeah, that top 4 is really kind of the best race on the racetrack up at this point, and Cole is putting a lot of pressure on Dylan Bates, and you can see him just pushing right now to stay with that 91, and he has been all over him. And now Axum took a peek underneath CP23 into turn 1. He had to back out of it as Christian Peterson shut the door. But a lot of battles going on here in this top 4.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting battle as we go forward, as Christian Peterson is not going to want to let that 13 car go. It's a points thing, Jeff. You got to keep him behind you. He is the points leader.
Yeah, not just the points, but you got to think about what happens if a yellow comes out. Which lane do you want to be in? And 3rd is a lot better than restarting 4th here. And I think for CP23, he's going to defend that 3rd as hard as he possibly can. Caden Fisher able to get around Aaron Abendroth, so that's going to move him up into the 8th position. Caden Fisher trying to work his way back to the front. Abendroth back to the 9th spot. Now he's got AJ Rogers behind him. And Hugo Paquette has actually moved up into the 11th position, so Hugo's starting to move forward as well.
Hugo rallying in the 33 car. Needs to. He started way back in this field, started 24th in the 33. He is your defending series champion back there in the blue and pink number 33. And up front, it's getting tighter once again. Cole Cabry all over the back of the 91 of Dylan Bates. Bates doing a nice job holding off the 71 car. Christian Peterson right there as well, as he's closed back in on Cabry. And Axum is right there as well. So, I don't know, Jeff. I wonder. I think it's still a little early. You don't want to keep pushing those tires. We're only working lap 56. It's a long way to go. 70 laps or so in this race. I don't know if you want to keep abusing the tires at the moment.
Yeah, I've noticed Cabry trying some different lines. He opens up that corner entry. He's trying to get a run on Dylan Bates, trying to get a turn underneath him coming off the corner, and that does take a lot out of the tires. And so it's a balancing act. He wants to get to the front. He wants to be in control of this race, and especially when caution comes out, restarting the leader is a lot better than second. And you really got to think about that. What happens when a caution waves? Am I going to lose 2-3 spots on these restarts trying to get back to the inside line?
I thought for a moment, Jeff, we were watching the 23 car start to fade. I was wrong. Christian Peterson all over Cole Cabry once again, as he has closed that gap. So these guys all nose to tail for the top 4. And then you have that big gap back to Brett Suggs, Donald Clark, and Kyle Martinson.
Yeah, I think this is we're seeing where the setup is really starting to come alive, and it's still fast enough that these guys are making mistakes, and the car is still a little free, and you're seeing guys lose a tenth here or two, and then they gain it back, and so we're really seeing a very racy setup, and these 4 right now are just nose to tail trying to make something happen, and And at this point, we're coming up on the halfway point. We're at lap 60, so we'll see it halfway in about 15 laps. And now Capri putting the bumper to Dylan Bates.
Chrome Horn in this 125 lap event, only 61 laps into this race, so we are not even halfway, and you're already seeing the Chrome Horn coming out as Cabri got into the 91 car through turns 3 and 4 in the last lap. A little bit of gamesmanship. Those guys are teammates. Cabri gave him just a little bit of a shot, letting him know, I'm here. I know Bates knows that, but he's letting him know I'm just as quick as you are.
Lap traffic ahead as well. Eric Tracy and Shane Bedford up in front of these leaders, so they're going to see some lap traffic here. See Bedford moves out of the lane, so he's going to just drop to the apron and let these guys go.
Bedford actually looked like he was going to take it on the pit road, as he has quite a bit of damage on that 71 car, as he was caught in one of the earlier incidents. He missed pit road, ended up in the grass. He was able to get back down on the pit road down to 71. I was a little concerned he might stop him and get a weird yellow from him being in the grass.
You know, drivers complaining about debris. They want to see a debris caution right about now. One of those guys is Daniel Pope, who he's a lap down. He needs that lucky dog, and he's currently running 21st, 1 lap down, and he really needs a caution so he can get back on the lead lap.
Well, somebody that might actually bring it out. Mark Herzog is struggling right now with a loose race car. I think he got her a little loose getting off of turn 2, ended up in the grass in 3 and 4, able to get the car moving once again, but he did that thing where he heated up the right rear tire. The car got super loose. It's still kind of loose on the 57. He has to be really careful to make sure he keeps that car underneath him.
Yeah, once you slide that right rear tire and it gets heated up, you just can't get it to cool down unless you just back off the pace. You really got to let that tire come back to you, and it's hard to do. It's hard to watch people drive away from you and know you need to cool the tires down before you can start pushing again. And he's going to be in a world of hurt until he's able to cool that tire down.
Battles on the racetrack, Jeff. You see your group of 4 up front. That's Dylan Bates, Cole Cabri. That's Christian Peterson, CP23 in that 23 car, and Thomas Axum in the 13. Right behind them, another battle. Brett Suggs, Donald Clark, Kyle Martinson. They are nose to tail. And then you have Caden Fisher kind of floating out there all by himself. But another battle right behind them is Zach Onan has just fallen off of him. There was a group of 4. Aaron Abendroth, AJ Rogers, Hugo Paquette, and Zach Onan were all nose to tail. Now, Onan, for some reason, has fallen off of that group because he has damage on the right side of the car, maybe in the turn 2 wall at some point. But he has slipped back just a little bit. But there is some battling happening on this racetrack.
Yeah, a lot of racing going on. They've kind of spread themselves out, but there are little packs of cars just racing hard for position, and pretty much all throughout this field of cars. And still Dylan Bates, your leader, and he has just not been able to shake the 71 of Cole Cabri.
Another battle on the racetrack is the 71 of Peter Fisher. He's got pressure from the 81 of Rick Rube and Colby Bryant right behind them. That's 18th, 19th, and 20th. They're all nose to tail. So there are these little mini groups all the way around this racetrack, starting with the top 4 up front. So those guys continue to hound each other's. Cabri into the 91 once again.
Yeah, I think the patience is starting to wear thin, and he is starting to push that 91 and trying to move him out of the way. And Dylan Bates just keeping that thing pinned on the inside line and not leaving a whole lot of room for Cabri.
In case you're not familiar with who these drivers are, the 91, he is out of the Midwest, drives a pro late model. That is Dylan Bates, 71 Cole Cabri. I believe Cabri, he runs all kinds of stuff in that 71 car, but I think he mainly sticks to Legends. Christian Peterson, I believe he's also a Legends driver. And Thomas Axum, kind of an enigma here, Jeff. I don't think we know a whole lot about Thomas.
Now, we know he's a great sim racer, and he came first season here at ITZR leading the points. He's got 2 wins already, and he has been very, very consistent, very fast. We saw him dominate the Gail Tomer Memorial 100 at USA, led just about every lap, and had about 6-second lead in that race. And Thomas Axum has come to ITZR, and he has made himself known.
In the 33 car just behind them, Brett Suggs, he runs a pro truck in the Southeastern Super Truck Series. Donald Clark in the 18. I don't believe Donald has any current real racing plans. Crystal might be able to tell us about that.
Cal Martinson back there in the 7th position from Chico, California.
We talked about Caden Fisher. He's back there in the 18 car. He's champion in Vermont.
Ooh, Abendroth into the wall off turn 4, and that's going to let Hugo Paquette get by. And now we got a race for the lead. Cabry underneath the 91, and he's going to try to take the lead from Dylan Bates. He's finally able to get the 91 up the racetrack, and Bates not giving up on the outside, but this is going to be a tough ask for Bates if he wants to hold on.
Christian Peterson watching this happen as he's going to want to try to get underneath the 91 of Dylan Bates as well. Send Dylan Bates back to third. Axum going to follow him through there. So Dylan Bates, he was probably, and we did not see what started this battle, but I'm guessing he got the bumper from Cole Cabry. He's up the racetrack right now trying to hold second spot, trying to fend off Christian Peterson.
Christian Peterson not able to clear Dylan Bates. Now he will down the back straightaway. Here comes Thomas Axum, and we saw it before with Caden Fisher. Once you get stuck on that outside line, you just watch the train go by you. Bates will fall all the way back to the 4th position, and now he's going to have to really push to get himself back into a position to win this race. And they are kind of watching Cole Cabry drive away right now.
Yeah, Cole Cabry in the 71 car, he said enough is enough, I'm ready to go. And it's time. The 71 car has put his foot to the floor, so he's gapped 3 to 4 car lengths in front of Christian Peterson, who's now running second. Thomas Axum running third, and Bates immediately, maybe he's worn that 91 car out, but he's already fallen off the back of Axum.
So Cole Cabry, your leader, we're going to see about 45 laps to go when they cross the line, so still a lot of time here. But these guys are starting to really shuffle for positions in the top 4.
We saw the battle up front, no longer a battle. The only battle up there is the battle for second place as Christian Peterson continues to fend off the 13 of Thomas Axum a little farther back. Looks like Donald Clark has caught the bumper of Brett Suggs. So they're going to battle for that 5th spot. Clark right there just can't quite get to the 33 car. Might want to do the same thing Cabry did to Bates if he does get there.
While we were watching that battle for the lead, Hugo Paquette was able to get around AJ Rogers. AJ got around Aaron Abendroth. Abendroth really starting to struggle with that car. He looks very tight. He's fallen back to the 11th position. So I think that 65, that right front tire has maybe given up on the 65, and he is starting to fade back into the field.
So if you are watching the race with us, only about 45 laps remaining. Give us a like and share. Tell people, hey, 45 laps remaining in this race. It's getting exciting. Cole Cabry has gone to the front, and he's put the hammer down in that 71 car. Will he wear those tires out, though, Jeff? It's a possibility. Christian Peterson's still saving.
Yeah, and we're seeing some weather changing, too, and that's going to really change the way these guys drive the setup as the cloud cover moves in and this track is getting darker and darker. It's going to pick up the pace and become a little bit faster, and it can really change the way you drive the setup, drive the car, and it'll be interesting to see how these guys handle this, as now Cole Cabry is going to see a ton of lap traffic in front of him. He is coming up on Eric Tracy, but Eric Tracy another lap down, and now Peter Fisher sideways down the back straightaway. We got a wreck in the lead. Cabry is around as well. Looks like Axum and CP23 got turned around. The caution is going to wave lap 84. Trouble for the leaders in lap traffic.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Big drama here at Stafford. Leaders involved in a wreck. Let's see what happened. That started with Peter Fisher. Looks like Colby Bryant was involved as well.
And what happened? Yeah, Peter was in the infield, and Cole checked up, and CP23 and Thomas Axum did not expect that. And Christian Peterson just nowhere to go. Thomas Axum got in the back of him, turns him up the racetrack.
Looks like Peter Fisher just gets loose off of turn 2, gets in the wall. Rube collects him along with Colby Bryant. They're on the infield. Like you said, Cole Cabry's thinking yellow's coming out. The guys behind him really aren't seeing much of it. Cabry just stops on the back straightaway, and it looks like Peterson actually slowed down, but Axum couldn't see that. There's no way for Axum to react to anything. So he just slams to the back of Peterson. Peterson into the wall. Axum has damage. Cabry has damage. Wow. Huge implications.
And we're not seeing, there wasn't a caution when those guys made contact. The caution came out for Christian Peterson. So, Cole checked up out of caution of what was going on in front of him, and just it caught everybody off guard. They were still racing. They were still under green.
So drivers on the driver channel trying to figure out exactly what happened here. So with this happening, Jeff, they're actually talking to each other, trying to figure out what happened. I think that's just a racing deal. I mean, if anything, it was Peter Fisher that got on the outside wall, but the yellow wasn't thrown for him. It was thrown for the Christian Peterson incident, and that was a chain reaction issue that was caused by the cars being on the bottom. As that all shakes out, your point leader is now the leader of this event. Thomas Axton able to go from third to first. Cabry's going to be sitting second. Dylan Bates running third.
Yeah, Thomas Axum to the lead, and we said it tonight. This could be a big points night for him, and he is back to the lead. He got those 5 bonus points for quick time, went all the way back to the 9th starting position because of the invert, and now he's leading this race, and he is looking to pick up his 2nd in a row. He won last week at South Boston, and Thomas Axum is really looking for an incredible season. And right now, he is looking good here at Stafford. A little damage to the front end, though, so we'll see how that plays out. Maybe this brings Dylan Bates back into the mix here.
Yeah, Dylan Bates probably the only car up in the top 5 that doesn't have damage to his race car. Cole Cabry's car does look pretty clean, though, in the 71, and he certainly had the field covered at the moment that caution occurred. I don't see a lot of damage on that 71 car as he was hit in the rear end but slid through the grass. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as those cars are all damaged. We saw how that affected the 33 Brett Suggs.
So we are going back to green flag racing. Axum gets to control this restart. He can go at any time now. The pace car has left the racetrack, and he's going to get a great start here on Cole Cabry. And Cabry's going to fight back into turn 1. Doesn't look like there's a hole for him. And now off turn 2, I think he's going to be clear in front of Dylan Bates.
So Axum able to clear Cole Cabry. Cabry clears Dylan Bates. Dylan Bates did not get off turn 2 very well. Brett Suggs having to stay on the high side. Christian Peterson get a battle underneath the 33 car farther back. You got Donald Clark, not even farther back, just behind them. Donald Clark and Kyle Martinson, they're going to be battling side by side. They're going to
and Clark's going to go
gets
around.
turned again.
And the caution's going to wave here on lap 91 for Donald Clark. Little contact from Caden Fisher. That's those 2 18 cars. They've been battling all night together. And Caden just got in there a little hot, it looks like, and got into the 18.
Yeah, Clark up the racetrack just a little bit with his teammate on the bottom. It looked like there, Jeff, just the 18 of Caden Fisher just got into the corner just a little bit too hard. Slides into the other 18 car of Donald Clark. And Jeff, we used to have an award around here called the Donald Clark. What did I do to deserve this award? And unfortunately, Donald Clark is getting it again tonight as he's been spun twice in this race.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Donald. He had fought back to get himself back into the top 6. He was running 6th there before that caution came out. And unfortunately for him, he's going to go all the way to the back. The other car that's going to go to the back is Caden Fisher. Officials going to send him to the rear of the field for that contact. So both the 18 cars, they started on our front row, and now they are heading to the back with, about 30 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, Donald Clark slips back to the 16th position as he's going to slot in right behind his teammate Daniel Pope in the 16 car. Caden Fisher going to fall back to 17th after getting the EOL from race control. Unfortunately, those guys not having the night they were having about 3 minutes ago.
That's going to leave us 18 cars on the lead lap. Tad Douglas going to come in and try to repair some damage here under this caution. He is the first car 1 lap down. Mark Herzog on pit road as well with a lot of damage on that 57. One of those cars back on the lead lap was Daniel Pope. He got the lucky dog last time, so he is up to the 15th position. And we saw Daniel on that green flag run. He had actually moved up quite a bit on the racetrack. Just it didn't really count because he was a lap down. So let's see if Pope can work his way through the field once again. We will have a double file restart this time for Thomas Axum.
That's going to put Cabry on the outside. Dylan Bates looking for revenge on the 71 car, possibly, as Cole Cabry had moved the 91 car earlier in the race for the lead. Now he's going to be to the inside of the 71 car. Christian Peterson going to line up 4th in the 23. Brett Suggs in 5th in the 33. Kyle Martinson going to line up 6th. Hugo Paquette all the way to 7th from the 24th starting position in the 33 car. And behind them, AJ AJ Riders in the 17, Aaron Abendroth in the 65, running 9th, and Super Zach in the 08 in a top 10 position right now.
We're going to go back to green with about, I think, 28 laps to go for Thomas Axum. Cole Cavery on the outside, Dylan Bates, Christian Peterson, that second row. You got Brent Suggs, Kyle Martinson back there. Axum gets to control this restart once again. And he's going to make it a good one. Bates got a little sideways back there in that battle for third. That's going to let Cavery get right back into that second spot.
Cavery looking for the turn down. You can see it happening right now. He couldn't get off of turn 2. The 71 car looked like he entered high, tried to get down to get the run off of the turn 2 apex, and wasn't able to do so in the 71, so Axum was able to clear him. Battle for third is Dylan Bates able to clear Christian Peterson at 23. Peterson to the bottom, and we are wrecking in turn 1. Del Mears, Aaron Johnson all around in turn 1. Multiple cars stacked up. Jeremy Brooks involved as well.
That was around the 11th position where Del Mears was running. That was a battle with Zachary Oden. It looks like Jeremy Brooks got into the corner, got into the 78. I think Jeremy was trying to get in front of Daniel Pope. He was trying to get to the inside line. They all made contact, and around went the 78 car. Yeah, I think Brooks was trying to get to the inside line. He tried to cut down. I think he saw a hole, maybe heard clear for a moment, and just there wasn't enough room for that car to fit in there. And Del Mears is kind of the victim of that, and Aaron Johnson as well. They're just going into the corner, and they just got hit.
Yes, and I'll clean it up a little bit, but Del Mears said, "Good gosh almighty," as he came off the turn 2 and probably righted his car on the driver's channel. So Del Mears just kind of got piled over as this Aaron Johnson came flying in there after he had contact from Jeremy Brooks. Jeremy Brooks, an aggressive move. We've seen it before. This is, again, the type of track that you need to get to the bottom. Brooks tried to do it. Daniel Pope was there, really didn't have time to react to that situation, so he was punted forward into the 78 car, collected the 112. So big wreck entering turn 1. We shake up the running order once again.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Del Mears. He was having a great run there in the 11th position. That's going to move Daniel Pope up there to the 11th spot. Zachary Onen in that 10th and or that top 10 spot. I believe Tad Douglas is going to get back on the lead lap. He'll get the lucky dog. So Tad Douglas back on the lead lap in 17th now.
Well, Jeff, you know what they say around here.
Yeah, the price of poker has gone up. We are within 25 to go, 24 to go here under caution for Thomas Axum, still leading this race.
We still need that graphic with just the poker chips flying. Like,
yes.
When we think it happens, we just pop the graphic. Like, it's time.
Yeah, we
Poker's
definitely
gone up.
We got to find an animation that we can add to our broadcast of the poker chips. That would be pretty cool.
Say it every week. You see what do you call it? The excitement ramps up. The anxiety. We get nervous. The drivers are nervous. Everybody's going crazy.
Yeah, we had a 70-something lap green flag run, and now a couple quick cautions here back to back. And these guys, right now in these restarts, they are battling hard for every single spot. At this point, if you start losing spots, your race is not looking good. So you need to be moving forward. You can't be moving backwards right now. And these guys are getting really aggressive trying to get to the inside line.
Yeah, earlier in the race, if you got caught on the outside, you had time to rally. You do not have time anymore with under 22 laps remaining or 23 laps remaining in this race. So you have got to get to the bottom. You have to be aggressive if you're caught on the outside. You do not want to get passed by the train.
So we are double file once again. Axum in the 13 car going to control this restart. Cavery on the outside. We'll see if Bates gets a better restart if he's able to put the pressure on the 71. He didn't get a great start last time and doesn't get it again. So Cavery going to be clear and slot into that second spot. The battle is on for third between Bates and Christian Peterson. Peterson on the outside. And looks like he might be able to get clear behind Bates. Can he slot back in the line? He does.
He does. Suggs cuts him a break. And Hugo Paquette going to go around the outside of the 33 car battle between two number 33. So you can see the bottom just gets off at turn 4 way too well. Hugo Paquette going to start sliding back in that 33 car as Kyle Martinson's going to look underneath him out front. Thomas Axum clear of the 71 as he's looking to pick up, I believe it's his third win in a row, Jeff, if he grabs this one.
Well, he did win at USA. Yeah, so this would be his third in a row if he can pick this one up. But still a long ways to go here, and he's got company. That 71 car is painted right with him, so I don't think this one is over just yet.
Definitely not over, as we're just under 20 laps remaining, but they are starting to gap Dylan Bates in third. Christian Peterson with the damage on that 23 car after that wreck. He is not able to get to the 91, as he was ahead of him before that wreck happened. Brent Suggs, big damage on the 33 as well. Kyle Martinson, clean car in the 07, having a good run in sixth.
Yeah, we saw Hugo Paquette was in the sixth spot at one point, and now he has fallen all the way back to ninth behind Daniel Pope. So Pope up to 8. Pope was a lap down about 20 laps ago. He's already fought his way back into the top 10, running 8th.
Yeah, Pope found himself a lap down early as he had some damage on that 16 car related to that original incident with Donald Clark. Got that fixed, spent a lot of time, that whole green run, he spent a lap down, and now he's all the way back up to 8th. So that's not what we just said, Jeff. If you are have issues early, you can rally, but time is running out.
Yeah, you can't afford to have issues here as we're coming around to start lap 110 of 125. And now it looks like Daniel Pope is able to get around AJ Rogers. He might bring Hugo Paquette with him. Pope is on the move right now, and the caution's going to wave here on lap 110.
Zach Owen issues into turn 1. Let's see what happened here.
That's Bryant and Zach Riona got together.
Kobe Bryant going down the front straightaway. That was a battle for 10th. Just turns left and catches the right rear in the 08 car. And Onan up into the wall hard in the 08 machine. Ooh.
Yeah, really I think Colby just misjudged it. I think he was trying to slot in behind Zach. Zach had just taken the 10th position away from him. And I think he wanted to get back in line, and he did it way too early, and he caught the 08.
Tough break for both those drivers. Kobe Bryant going to get the EOL from race control. He knows it. It hasn't even been called yet, and he's already parking on the inside of the turn.
That is a kind of a heartbreaker for Zach Riona. Had a great run going in the top 10, and he had a really clean race car as well, and now it's not so clean.
Rick Rube going to be the lucky dog. Gets one of his 7 laps back. Caught in a couple incidents tonight in the 81 machine.
So that's going to change things up further back in the field. We're going to see Aaron Abidroth move back into the 10th spot. So Abidroth back to the top 10. Donald Clark, who went for a spin a little bit ago, he's back up to the 11th position. So Clark trying to fight his way forward. Del Mears, you saw Mears get spun out in turn 1 a little bit ago. He's back up to 12th. So we got some drivers going to try to race their way back into the top 10, and they definitely got some speed. They were up there earlier.
Eric Dickman says in the chat, Axel just isn't fair. He's too good. I don't know, Eric. He wasn't going to win this one, and we had some late race drama that had to do with lap cars and whatnot, and that gave him the opportunity to get out front. Well, we've seen the 13 car out front. He doesn't like to relinquish the lead, and there he is. So I don't think this win was his. I think Cabry was sailing in that 71 car, and just an issue with lap machines ended up changing things.
Yeah, and with about 11 laps to go, 10 to go when they cross the line here under caution, anything can happen. I mean, this one is not over. We still got 4 or 5 really strong cars here at the front of this field that could win this race. And it's really going to come down to making the right moves and whether somebody's willing to put the bumper to somebody to move them out of the way.
Well, we've seen Cabry isn't shy about using his bumper, but last time it was on his teammate. I'm not sure he would do the same to Axum.
So the pace car lights are off, so we are going to get the green flag with 10 laps to go here in this 125 lapper. The Maconi setup shop 125 here at Stafford. This is round number 5 for the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Late Model Shootout Series. And we are coming up on that halfway point of the season, 12 race season. Right now we got to settle race number 5. Thomas Axum, your points leader, is going to restart this race on the front row.
Axum on the loud pedal. Cabry with a fantastic jump. They're going to be side by side at the line. So Cabry going to sail it in on the high side. We haven't seen this happen yet. Cabry's going to look to the bottom. Bates having a checkup. That's going to give Christian Peterson a run down the back straightaway. Cabry not able to get to Axum for first, but it's Peterson on the outside trying to stick with Bates.
Cabry is all over the back bumper of Thomas Axum. We saw him come off turn 2. He was sideways and he just powered through it. Christian Peterson slots in behind Bates, puts the bumper to him, trying to get around the 91, but he's going to fall back into the 4th spot for the time being.
That looked like a nice little bump there. That was a really light shot. Didn't even seem to upset the 91 car. A little further back, Daniel Pope, he's underneath the 07 of Kyle Martin. That's going to be for the 6th spot. Daniel Pope continues to rally in that 16 car. Next car under his radar is going to be the 33 of Brett Suggs. We haven't seen Suggs get past all night long. Is Pope going to make that happen?
Pope battling hard to get back up into the top 5. Remember, he was running about 3rd earlier on. Hugo Paquette sideways off turn 4. He might lose a spot to Aaron Abendroth here. A little contact into turn 1 as well.
Action on the racetrack. Donald Clark had the check up for Hugo Paquette that was almost into the turn 2 wall. Clark going to be under fire from Aaron Johnson. Now Donald Clark's going to be able to get in front of Aaron Johnson. So Clark able to slot in. He's rallying as well in that 18 car. Now he's running 11th.
Thomas Axum still your leader, but he has got Cole Cabry with them, and they are starting to put some distance on Dylan Bates. They're going to see 5 to go at the line this time. 5 to go for Thomas Axum.
The 5 in the air from the flagman. Well, it would be if we had that animation, but yeah, the 5 fingers in the air, letting these guys know 5 laps remaining. Time is now. If Cole Cabry has anything for the 13 car, he's got to get to him, possibly give him the bumper, try to take that lead.
Axum has not been able to stretch this lead. The 71 is right there with them. And so if the 71 has anything for him, he needs to start putting the bumper to him. And he got a little loose there off turn 2. Axum kind of opened up that lead down the back straightaway.
Cabry doing everything he possibly can in that 71 car. He looked like he was the class of the field before we had some issues. So he is right on the bumper of the 13 of Axum. This is the battle for the lead. It will have points implications if Cole Cabry is not able to get around the 13 car. Axum just stretching that point advantage at the moment. Cabry needs to find a way around the 13 machine if he wants to gain anything at the end of the night.
2 to go at the stripe for Thomas Axum. Cole Cabry is with them. It is a 2-car race here as Dylan Bates tries to hold up Christian Peterson for that 3rd spot. They are lined up behind him. Cabry got loose down the back straightaway. He was saving that car the entire back straightaway. Off turn 4, Thomas Axum's going to see the white flag. 1 to go.
White flag in the air from Barney. Barney's waving it vigorously down the front straightaway as Axum going to flatten out the entry in turn 1. Let's see if Cabry can get off in turn 2 as he's going to try to get to him going through turn 3. The last shot for the 71 machine.
71 is there. He's going to give him a shot through 3 and 4, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Off turn 4, Thomas Axum is going to win the Maconi setup shot, 125. Cole Cabry going to finish 2nd, and that is 3 in a row for Thomas Axum in the late model shootout series.
Thomas Axum putting these fellas on notice. He wants this championship, over $500 in cash and prizes to the champion in this series, and Axum currently has a stranglehold as he has picked up his 3rd race victory in a row.
Dylan Bates going to come home 3rd, Christian Peterson 4th, Brett Suggs 5th, Daniel Pope 6th, Kyle Martinson 7th, AJ Rogers 8th, Aaron Abendroth 9th, and Hugo Paquette going to start 24th and finish 10th tonight.
Donald Clark rallied back for an 11th spot after that late race incident. Aaron Johnson finishes 12th. Caden Fisher started on the pole, slipped to 13th in the end. Del Mears 14th, Jeremy Brooks 15th, Zach Oden 16th, Tad Douglas 17th, Colby Bryant 18th, Rick Rube 19th, and Mark Herzog rounded out your top 20 and 20th.
Some of the guys that had trouble tonight: Eric Tracy 21st, Peter Fisher 22nd, Shane Bedford 23rd, Tom Dreiling 24th, Lucas Hanley 25th, and Jonathan Dickerman was the first car out tonight in the 26th position.
So Jeff, I don't know, but it looks like Thomas Axum has already put himself as the target. He is the man to beat this season in the late model shootout series. 3 in a row. I mean, at this point, do we need to put a bounty on him?
Well, and I was thinking, the one thing that might hurt Axum was he didn't have a lot of the bonus points for qualifying. And then tonight he puts it on pole, goes all the way back to 9th, and still wins the race. So, I mean, I don't know at this point how you could stop him. If he's going to set fast time and still win the races, he's going to walk away with this championship.
Yeah, absolutely stunning performance from the 13 driver. Thomas Axum just puts everyone on notice. You're going to have to take it from me. It's going to be my championship until you can wrestle it away from me. So the 13 car of Thomas Axum. What an exciting event, Jeff. Like you said, he went from 9th to 1st and did it fairly quietly.
Yeah, just kind of silently made his way up, made all the right moves, was in the right spot at the right time when things went bad for Cole Cabry and Christian Peterson on the back straightaway, and he was able to work his way to the lead and held on the rest of the way. Now, remember, we back in action next Monday night for the late model shootout series, and they're going to head to the Irwindale Inner Racetrack. So we're going to see
track.
Yeah, we're going to see some real bullring racing on the little track at Irwindale. You don't really see that a whole lot in iRacing League racing, where we put these guys on the inside track.
Yeah, we've had exciting races there before. I'm already going to make my pick. You ready? Are you ready?
Yes, yeah.
Dylan Bates.
He is a favorite there for sure. It definitely has been very fast when we go to the Irwindale Inner Track. But tomorrow night, Bill, we're going to do this all again. The County Road Custom Millwork Late Model Challenger Series. But they're going to be in action tomorrow night here at Stafford, another Maconi Setup Shop 125. And those guys have been a little rowdy. And so we have had to calm them down. And hopefully Stafford will calm them down a bit. We saw it kind of do that for the late model shootout series guys. Do you think this track can kind of calm those guys down a bit?
For sure. This is the kind of track, and you saw tonight, you can get strung out and actually do some racing. You can do some, laps, get your laps in, try to save your tires, do some things with the race car. Nose to tail racing as well. That's tough racing, but they can string out and get some laps in.
So make sure you join us tomorrow night. 9 Eastern will be live here on Facebook, on YouTube as well. So make sure you're with us. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight for In the Zone Racing. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow night.